Well, welcome back to the Life on Cars. Hope you're all well. And in today's episode, we're back on the Rolls-Royce. A few of my subscribers have been asking me, have I got round to fixing the Spirit of Ecstasy on the front of the Rolls-Royce? So that's what today's episode is all about. If you're a regular on the channel, you've probably heard me say that when the car was abandoned in that car park for many years, there was an attempted theft of the Spirit of Ecstasy from the front of the grille, and sadly that caused some damage. Also, the mechanism has some problems as well. So let's see how we get on. Can we fix the problems with the Spirit of Ecstasy and get it all looking shiny and new again? Let's find out. Let's go. It's a beautiful day. I have no real clue how this grille comes off. It looks like there could be 3 Allen key bolts and then it should come out. So let's see what happens. So you might remember when I got this car, this was down in the grille and it was stuck. But I managed to put a screwdriver in there and push it up for a few of the photographs after I cleaned the car. But the actual Spirit itself is loose and the mechanism is seized. So I think the best way is to take the grille off, get in from behind, get some lubrication on there and see if we can tighten this up as well. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I think it's these 3 Allen key bolts, 3/16. Right, that's the 3 bolts out. Let's see if the grille will lift out. Yeah, it just sits, there's 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3. And then there's 2 locating lugs which are rubber bushed there and there. While it's off, I think these will benefit from a bit of a rub down and a coat of matte black, just to because I've noticed sometimes when you look through the grille you can see these rusty fan shrouds. So yeah, we'll do that and we'll be able to clean these edges up. And what on earth is that? Why is there a random clip just floating around there? Might have to investigate that. I don't know what that's for. Washer jets, I think. Don't know why that clips all the way up there, but interesting. The condenser doesn't look too bad. Radiator condenser. Right, I'm going to have to do some investigations here. Let's see. Why it's loose. Hopefully it can be tightened and also the mechanism freed off. Alright, I've slid it all the way up and there is a clip floating around there, look, which I'm sure that's dislodged from somewhere inside. So there's something wrong there, and the mechanism itself I think is stuck. So I might need to unbolt it. The other thing I just wanted to quickly show you is DD. See that? That's the guy who made it. That's his initials, I believe. DD. There's 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take them out and just see if I can get more access to see how the thing actually works. Some sort of lever that goes that way. I wonder if it's something to do with that nut there. And I may be able to bring the whole thing out. So I'm just going to try slackening that off and see what happens. Right, that's a problem. That's a nut and bolt and the whole thing's spinning, and I don't think I can get anything on the back of it. I don't know whether this part can be separated from the chassis, so that's stopping me taking the whole thing out. Essentially it looks like I've got 2 problems on this. I've got a seize mechanism for the Spirit of Ecstasy coming in and out, and the second problem is the Spirit of Ecstasy is loose because it's been an attempt on theft. Someone's been pulling at it and something's made it loose. If it was just the mechanism seized, we could lubricate it all up and get it working and we'd be done. But because the Spirit of Ecstasy is loose and there's a clip hanging around on the top of the spring there, I can't really see without taking the whole thing off what's going on there, so I don't think I can anyway. So I'm going to have to give this some thought. Right, situation report. I have to take that out, completely out, because I can't for the life of me see where the clip goes and why the Spirit of Ecstasy is loose. So to get that out, that bolt needs to come out. That you can't get to the back of the bolt because it's behind this. So that means this will need to come, this center core will need to come away from the outer core. So I've been having a look and I've been able to take out these bolts here. So there's 2, well they're not bolts, they're screws. 2 screws here which hold these brackets on, another one here, another one here, and that has swung out now of the frame. But the problem is there is 2 rivets, one here and one here, which are holding it in. I'm going to have to drill these rivets out, I think. Once those are drilled out, then all this centre core will come out. I'll be able to undo that bolt and I'll be able to take the mechanism out and start investigating what's wrong with it in terms of the loose Spirit of Ecstasy. The other problem is just these pivots are seized. They'll free off with WD-40, I'm 99% sure. But the problem is the mechanism is quite complicated and I can't see what's causing the Spirit of Ecstasy to be loose, so it'll have to come apart. So I'm sorry, DD, whoever you are. I am going to have to disassemble your beautiful Rolls-Royce grille, but hopefully it's just going to be a case of drilling these 2 rivets out, and then we'll be able to see what's going on. It can't stay how it is. The Spirit of Ecstasy cannot be loose, so it'll have to happen. If you don't know, the way to drill a rivet out is to drill the centre. So wish me luck. And then the head of the rivet comes off with the drill like that. Right, that's both of those drilled out. So I'm guessing now the centre core should come away. And there we are, guys. Centre core removed. Certainly going to make it easier when I polish all this up afterwards, isn't it? Oh, look at that, guys! It's got like a damper assembly on it. Oh, right, that's like a wiper, like a rod. That'll be a ball and socket that we can clip off, and then we can take all this out. See what's going on. We should be able to pop this off somehow. I think that's just a clip. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a clip. And that should, yeah, that just comes off. Right, the whole thing's going to come out now. Just need to disconnect that spring from that from the plate, and then the will the plate come through there or not? Will she go through there? Yes, she will. The wings won't though. Will they? No. That's not going to happen. Maybe with all that movement now we can get this through. Yes. Yep. Yes. There we are. She's out. She's out. Excellent. All right. Wow. Alright, we can see what we're doing now, can't we? God, it's a complicated thing, isn't it? I hope I can fix this. Alright. start having a proper look at this now. Needs degreasing down a bit more though first. Right, we're all degreased down and I've freed off these pivots. So all that moves now freely. It looks like on this Spirit 3 that this damper is involved either to slow down the retraction or to maybe hold the thing up, I'm not sure yet. One way or the other. So I think that that clip should be on top of this spring when all that is down inside this mechanism here. So it's going to be a bit tricky, but what I need to do is compress that spring down and relocate that clip down in the recess inside there. So that could be tricky. That's the first problem I think that needs to happen. And I think the other thing that's because someone, and I think the reason why that clip's come out is because someone's tried to pull it off when it was parked outside the hotel. The second thing, I think that because someone's been pulling and pulling and pulling, that I think that's bent. Can you see there that it's not straight? So I'm going to straighten that because I think that should be straight. That little stop there. So I'm going to do that, straighten that now, and then see if I can locate the C-clip back down inside there. So wish me luck. And then I think we'll be somewhere near, because to be honest, the fact that this mechanism was stuck, that was nothing. That was easy. That's all free now. It all moves. But we can't go anywhere if this is wobbling around on top. So let's see what we can do. I'm just going to try and bend this back a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely bent that, because that's just moved quite easily. I think it just needs to go a little bit more. Yeah, that's better. That's straight now, look. That's much better. I think that's how that should have. I think that's just been bent because someone's been trying to pull a Spirit of Ecstasy off. So let's see if we can get the clip located. I'm going to start by taking this spring off because it's in my way. I think it's just behind that bolt there. It's just the spring that holds that plate. So I'm going to take that off out of the way. Just making a note of which way it goes. Right, I've got the clip to the top there, look. So I'm going to get Mrs. Life on Cars to hold this up, and I'm going to get 2 screwdrivers and press that clip in the spring down, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll locate in a recess, I'm guessing, down inside here. So if I have problems with this, I might end up having to push out this pin that holds the lady on to get better access. I don't really want to do that, but I think if I can get this held while I push that down, it might go on. Well, with a little bit of perseverance and a bit of help from Mrs. Life on Cars, after 3 or 4 attempts, we managed to get the clip to go into the correct place inside. So it's fixed. I'm over the moon. Come on, let me show you how it works. So yes, she's nice and stable now on the top, look, as she should be. So what actually happens with this then? So the whole point of this design is, by law, to have a mascot on the bonnet of the car from the 1990s onwards. I don't know the exact date, but basically manufacturers were only allowed to fit mascots if they could be designed in a way that they would either bend backwards or retract into the bonnet in the event of hitting a pedestrian, so that there'd be less injury. So, although I wouldn't like to be hit by a Rolls-Royce anyway, but never mind. So the way this works is basically when this is pressed back over, because it's spring loaded, what it does is, as you can see there, it starts to bring that spring here up over, and then this part here releases the mechanism. So watch what happens. See that? And then the mechanism drops down like so into the grill. And as it goes down, this damper will control the speed of movement. So let's watch that one more time. Lean back like so. Mechanism releases, spirit drops into the grill. So then when it comes back up, these two pieces here flip up like that, and then it locks in, and we're back fixed into position. Rolls-Royce motors. Nice little hidden feature, isn't it? Limited. So the thieves that tried to steal this Spirit of Ecstasy off of my car when it was left abandoned in that car park were left very disappointed, because it's so well engineered. There's no way that that mascot will come off. Doesn't matter how hard you pull the thing up over, it will not detach, because it's the way it's designed. So yeah, that's interesting. I mean, it got damaged, but no way was it going to come off. So what's next? Right, so now that the whole thing is in bits, it means I'm going to be able to do a bit of polishing on the core, which will be nice because I'll be able to get to the back of the vanes as well. So that should really pop when it's finished. And then we'll start putting it back together and see what it looks like. Let's go. So what's been nice so far is I've been able to work the product right up to the edges, which you can't do when the grill's together. So it's already starting to pop. But the secret now is because I'm going to work the back, which normally can't be worked as easily. You can see it's quite dull. And I'll be able to get right into the edges on the bottom of the grill and the top. So let me do a bit of magic on this side, and then we'll have a look to see what the center core looks like. Well, the last time I had this much fun polishing stainless steel was probably 1976 when I was polishing the wheels on my grifter, my rally grifter. But I tell you what, it's been really, really satisfying. Look at those. They look fantastic, don't they? It took about 2 hours on the centre section, along with a bit of repainting on the metal bits. But yeah, it was worth it because I could get right down into these slots where you really struggle when it's together. And isn't it popping now? Look at that. And I think when it's all back together, it's going to look amazing. I'll probably do one final polish when it's all back together. But even the frame, I've never seen it looking this good, because I've never tried any metal polish up until now. So there's a few little fine scratches which I can see, which may come out. But yeah, for now, really, really pleased. So next stage, start bolting it back together. Reattach the plate spring. Back through the frame, reconnect the damper, relocate the damper, I think the way to do this, I'm going to leave all the brackets slack, just in case I need a bit more movement. I'm going to feed the whole thing into the outer casing. Going to pop these bottom screws in and leave them slack until I'm happy everything is lined up. Right, let's get the rest of these bolts in and then we'll see how things are looking. By the way, that's factory overspray, that's not me. So that's getting left. Well, it's the moment of truth. Shall we see if it works properly? Has it been worth the effort? I think you can tell already by the smile on my face. It's working. So imagine it gets knocked back over. Watch what happens. It goes down. And then to get it back up, you locate the base plate first with your finger, like that. And then you gently pull the spirit up and it'll click into place. Oh God, I'm over the moon with that. Well, there we are then. I hope you enjoyed that episode on the Rolls-Royce, and the Spirit of Ecstasy is all back together and working. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe. That really helps me with the channel. And I hope to see you all again very soon for the next installment on the Rolls-Royce or something else on Life on Cars. Take care, stay safe and drive carefully. Bye bye now. Bye bye.